Hello friends, Kalarav School Halol presenting this video for Standard 9th English Medium subject SS. Friends, today we are going to discuss about chapter number 17, Natural Vegetation. In this chapter, we will discuss about the various type of vegetation which are into the India. Which kind of the vegetations are naturally by itself it is grown up, and how it is useful to the us. What is the meaning of the natural vegetation? Okay, what is the types of the, how many types of the vegetations are there? Everything we are going to discuss in this chapter. Let's see what is there in this chapter. Vegetation is an important part of a human life. If we are talk about the human life, it is very important towards the human life vegetation. It is difficult to imagine life without vegetation. If you are thinking about the life of the human, okay, on the surface of the earth we human being are living. So if you think or if you imagine the life of the human being without vegetation, that will be impossible. Its importance has been accepted by the ancient sculptures and by the modern science. Both modern science and ancient spirituals, sorry, not a sculpture, spirituals. So ancient spirituals and modern science both were accepted the importance of the vegetations. India has a large diversity in natural vegetation. If you are talk about the variety diversity about the natural vegetation, India has a large diversity in the sense of the vegetation. In the terms of the vegetation diversity, if you are talk about the term of the vegetation diversity, India hold the 10th position in the world. Friends, you have to remember this figure. It will ask into the exam for 1 mark answer. India holds which rank? 10th position in the world and the 4th in the Asia. A forest is a group of trees. What is the meaning? What is the definition of the forest? A forest is a group of trees, okay, and those trees which grown in a natural condition without human help are called forest. Without taking the human help, the whatever the trees were grown up by itself, that is called forest. It is a group of trees. Many of the trees were there around the landmass, and that trees were grown up without the help of the human, that is called forest. Natural vegetation. The diversity in the natural vegetation of India is created due to the following reason. Here given the 6 reason who become the causes of the diversity in natural vegetation of India. Okay, number 1, relief feature. Number 2, soil. Number 3, temperature. Number 4, isolation. Number 5, rainfall. And number 6, humidity. You have to remember, this will ask in 1 mark exam. Okay, 1 mark in exam. Diversity in the natural vegetation of India is created in how many parts? Into 6 parts. Relief feature, soil, temperature, isolation, that means the sunshine, rainfall and humidity. Sorry, due to the diversified relief like the mountains. Okay, if you are talk about the diversified relief, okay, first of all, first feature of the relief is like, which are the diversified relief feature of the on the landmass? Mountains, plateau, plain, desert, etc. are called relief, diversified relief. A diverse pattern in the vegetation is seen in India. Variety of the vegetation is seen in India. There are different soil. For example, types of soil we already learned in our previous chapter. Okay, different types of the soil, that means alluvial soil, black mountain soil, sorry, desert type of soil. These are the various type of the soils in which were found in India. The variation in the soils also create the differences in vegetations. If you are talk about the variations of the vegetation, it is depend on the soil, variety of the soil. Just because of the variety of the soil, it creates the difference into the among the vegetation. The difference in the temperature and humidity in a cold Himalayan region and the southern peninsular region also bring vegetation in vegetation. Okay, here given the information regarding to the Himalayan region. Into the, if they are talk about the southern peninsular region, they both have the various type of the variety of the vegetation. The in solution over any place depends on its latitude and altitude. Okay, in solution over of any place is depend on two things. Okay, on its latitude, and number two, it's about its latitude and altitude. Vegetation grows faster. Vegetation grows faster means the speed of the vegetations about the growing up is becoming more faster where there is a more rain. Simple thing. Okay, rain brings the more and more forests that we know. So it is the cause of the, just because of the rain, the vegetation grows more and more and isolate in solution. Thus there is a diversity in vegetation due to the sunshine. Diversity in the vegetation is depend on the sunshine also. Rainfall distribution in India, rainfall's distribution in India is also unequal, because in some part there are lot of rainfall occurring every year, and some part there will be a no rain during the year or very less rain during the year. So there is a inequality about the distribution of rainfall in India, which in turn causes the diversity in vegetation. There are about the 5,000 varieties of trees in India. How many trees? Not single 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5,000 of varieties of trees in India, out of which 450 trees are useful commercially. If you are talk about the commercially purpose, the 450 trees are useful for the commercial purpose. Beside, about the 15,000 flowering plants also grown, which from about the 6% of the world. Okay, beside about the 15,000 flowering plants also grown, which is from about the 6% of the world. Non-flowering, non-flowering plants, plants without flower. Okay, 15,000 flowering plant. Okay, that also grown about the 6% of the world. And non-flowering plant means the plant without flower, like a fern, algae, moss, etc. are available in our country. India is famous since the ancient time for the herbal plants. Herbal plants is also very popular in India. About the 2000 medicinal plant are described in Ayurveda. If you are talk about the book of the Ayurveda, there are 2000 medicinal plant are mentioned in that book. Thus it can be said that India has a diversity in vegetation, so that we can say that in India there are a huge diversity in the vegetation. Types of the natural vegetation. If you are talk about the types of the natural vegetation, existence and growth of any vegetation. Okay, existence and the growth of any vegetation depends on the climate of a region. Okay, whatever the existence and the growth of any vegetation, it is depend on the climate of a region. In the region of the identical climate, the vegetation seen is mostly identical. If you are talk about the in the regional identical climate, vegetation is shown mostly identical. Region of such ecological similarities are called natural vegetational region. On the basis of the altitude, soil, rainfall and differential temperature, the natural vegetation region can be divided into 5 types. If you are talk about the base of the altitude, soil, rainfall and different temperature, on the base of that, natural vegetation region can divided into 5 types. Tropical rainforest, number 2 tropical deciduous forest, number 3 tropical desert vegetation, number 4 temperate forest and grassland, and number 5 mangrove, that is called tidal forest. Okay, how many 5 type of the forest are there? Tropical rainforest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical desert vegetation, temperate forest and grassland, mangrove forest. See friends, this is very important question for 4 or 5 marks. Okay, how can you divide the forest into how many parts? Okay, there are the forest can be divided into 5 parts, so this name are given here. Now, according to their name, which are the characteristic of that particular forest, it is given into the detail here. First of all is given about the tropical rainforest distribution. Tropical rainforests are found in a hot, humid region where annual rainfall is existed 200 centimeter and temperature is more than 22nd degree Celsius. Okay, it is this type of the tropical rainforest were found most probably into the hot and humid region where annual rainfall exceeded 200 centimeter and temperature is about 22 degree Celsius. Such forests are found in the area of a heavy rainfall of the Western Ghat. This type of the forest you can found where the heavy rainfall were occurred generally in Western Ghat, Lakshadweep, Andaman, Nicobar Island, upper region of the Assam, coastal and Tamil Nadu. This is the place in which you can find the tropical rainforest. Trees. Which kind of the trees you can found in this type of the forest are the mahogany, ebony, rosewood, rubber, etc. These trees you can find into the tropical rainforest. Characteristic of the tropical rainforest or the trees which are found into the tropical rainforest. Trees are here are about 60 meter tall. The height of the tree is about the 60 meter or even more than 60 meter you can see. There is more humidity due to the scrubs. Okay, there into the temperature you can find out the more humidity just because of the scrubs. There is no seasons like autumn. In this type of the area you can't found any situations like the autumn, as these trees are evergreen. So these trees are also called evergreen. So in exam this kind of the question will ask for the 1 mark. Tropical rainforest is also known as evergreen forest. Remember this, tropical rainforest is also known as evergreen forest. This map you can see on the page number 132. There is a map given in your textbook. This map also you have to fill up with the colors and put down the names like this. Same names you have to mention in that map, and that map you have to paste it down in your notebook. That is compulsory for everyone to paste it down the map. Whatever I told you, the map you have to paste it in your notebook. That is compulsory internal notebook marks given on the based of the map pasted. Okay, so be careful. If you get a good marks for the notebook, you must have to paste the map in your notebook, otherwise I will not give good marks for notebook. Okay, so here given a map about that natural vegetation. This color is given in here about this different forest: tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, mountain forest, mangrove forest and thorn forest is given here. You can find out with the different colors. So sorry, this map you have to fill up in your textbook. Now number 2 is about the tropical deciduous forest. What is the distribution is given here about the tropical deciduous forest. Generally such forests are found into the region receiving about 70 to 200 centimeter rainfall. Wherever the 70 to 200 centimeter rainfall were occurred on that area, you can find about the tropical deciduous forest. Such forests are found, this kind of the forest you can found in which area? Into the northeast states, Himalayan foothills, western Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, eastern slope of the Eastern Ghats, Vindhya and Satpura range. All this region you can find about the tropical deciduous forest. This is a large proportion of this forest in India. There is a large proportion, means there are a variety of trees like this you can found into the forest of India. Trees, which kind of the trees you can find? Major type of the trees like a teak, sal, sesame, sandalwood, kher. Okay, that is called achika, ketku. This is called. So bamboo, every types of the trees you can found into the tropical deciduous forest. What is the characteristic of the tropical deciduous forest? A major characteristic of these trees, okay, whatever the found into the tropical deciduous forest, this type of the trees characteristic is found here, is a tree that shed their leaves for 6 to 8 weeks during the autumn. Into the season of the autumn, the trees shed their leaves for 6 to 8 weeks. Every species has a different time to shed their leaves, okay, every different types of the trees have a different time to shed their trees. So all the trees are never without leaves during the particular season. During the season of autumn, you can't find out every trees has shed down their leaves. So this is the most important characteristic about the tropical deciduous forest, as these trees shed their leaves according to the season. So just because of that, monsoon forest, the name of that tropical deciduous forest, the another name of the tropical deciduous forest is monsoon forest. Remember this. Now number 3 is about the tropical desert vegetation. Distribution. Generally, such forests are found into the regions receiving less than 70 centimeter of rainfall. In the area in which receiving the rainfall below the 70 centimeter rainfall, in that type of the forest, in that type of the region, in that type of the area, that is tropical desert vegetation you can found. There are found into the area like northwestern region, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, etc. Trees. Which type of the trees you can found? Dates, okay, jujube, achica, cactus, khijdo, etc. are common trees you can found. This name you have to remember. Which type of the trees are found in the tropical desert vegetation? That type of question will ask in the exam. In that condition, you can write this answer. That's jujube, achica, cactus, khijdo, etc. are found into the tropical desert vegetation. Now characteristic. If you are talk about the characteristic, the roots of the trees and plants here are long, deep and whispered. Which type of the characteristic? This type of the trees have so the roots of the trees are, and the plants here are long. The roots are also long, plants are also long, deep and whispered. Leaves are shorter, which result to show the evaporation, slower the evaporation. Just because of the leaves are very shorter in size, just because of that the evaporation process is very slow you can find in this type of the trees. Temperate forest or a grassland. Next one is temperate forest and grassland, that is found into the Himalayan vegetation. Vegetation on Himalayas. Here given one table you can see on your screen and on your textbook: height, area span, forest and trees. This is about the Himalayan vegetation. Into the Himalaya, if the height is about 1000 to 2000 meter, in that area high mountain of the northeast, West Bengal and mountainous area of the Uttarakhand, in that tropical forest you can found, and the trees like oak and chestnut you can found in that area. The onto the height of the 1500 to 3000 meter southern slope of the Himalayas, higher area of the south and northeast, the forest is called coniferous forest. Okay, in that forest which kind of the tree you can found? Pine, sal, silver, fir and surface. This kind of the trees you can found on the height of the 1500 to 3000 meter. Now 360 meter and more height area is the higher altitude into the Himalaya and near snow line. In that area, which type of the forest you can find? Alpine and short grass, that is called tundra vegetation, silver, fir and beech. These are the trees you can found up to the 3600 meters and more. A major characteristic of the coniferous forest is the main major characteristic of the coniferous forest is that the trees have a conial shape. Conial shape, have you seen the ice cream cone? Okay, that type of the shape is the main characteristic of this type of the forest. Trees of this type of the forest you can found the shape is about the cone. Okay, cone, ice cream cone, everyone seen the ice cream cone. That type of the shape has these trees. Their branches lean towards the surface. Their branches are lean, means to touch towards the surface, to down towards the surface, so that the snow would easily slide down towards the land. Just because of this heavy snowfall, this type of the shape is getting by the trees. Just because of that, the snow easily slide down towards the land. These leaves are long. The leaves of the trees are very long, and pointed. It is very pointed, sticky, which can conserve the humidity for a long time. This kind of the characteristic you can find into the coniferous forest, which are that this type of the trees have a conial shape. Just because of that, his name is given coniferous forest. Okay, his branches lean towards the surface. Just because of the snow easily slide towards the land. His leaves are very long, pointed and sticky. Just because of it can conserve the humidity for long time. Fifth number is about the tidal forest. Tidal forest distribution is given here. Tidal forest, which type of the tidal forest you can find out into the which area. The mangrove forest. Tidal forest is also known as the mangrove forest. Distribution is given here. Tidal forests are located into the delta region of the river. Tidal forests are located into the delta region of the river along the coast. It is along with the sea coast. Coast means about the sea coast. These forests are found along Gujarat coast, into the Gujarat coast, and mostly lands along the Bay of Bengal coast. Which type of the trees you can found into the tidal forest? Shundri and cheer. This type of the trees you can found into the tidal or mangrove forest. Friends, till here we stopped our explanation about this chapter. Okay, I explained word to word about the natural vegetation. I hope friends you guys can understand about this explanation. The remaining part of this lesson we will discuss in our part number 2. Related this video, whatever the question answers are there, that I will send you through the PDF. You must have to write down in your notebook, and also paste that map that I already shown you on your screen while explaining this lesson. That map you must have to paste that in your notebook. That I will check everyone while I check your notebook. In our next video we will discuss about the remaining part of this lesson. Okay friends, bye, take care.